let's move on here. So a little update on the whole Brendan Schaub situation. This guy, Homeless Lion, made this video. And I think really quickly this video was taken down. It's kind of a supercut of a bunch of, it's called Brendan Schaub, We're Coming For You. It's a supercut of all his stuff. And again, Bent Pixels took it down. Now, I'm going to say the same thing I said yesterday. We're going to you could sue us, I guess, if you want to, right? But what we're doing now, specifically what we're doing is, this is 100% fair use. We're providing commentary. This is a very small percentage of our show, but we have to play it. You can't just make stuff disappear, Joe. It doesn't work that way. So this is the original video that was deleted from Homeless Lion, who's homeless, youtube.com/Homeless Lion.
The homeless cat. Thank you. Thank you for booking this. A homeless cat. It's kind of a cool thing.
Why is Brian Callen turning into an amalgam of Colin Quinn and Joe Matarese?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It's like, you know, fucking, I don't know, he's cheating on his wife or whatever. I don't know.
Brendan Schaub, We're Coming For You.
You're going to get attacked online. You better watch it.
Yeah, they're coming for you, bro.
Oh, no. Bring it, bro.
You don't know what the fuck's going to happen.
No, absolutely not. How fucking
They love it, though.
They love it. They're passionate about it, too. And if you talk shit about it, they come at you in droves.
Trust me.
Yeah.
I know.
Trust me, I know.
Me.
They might as well make movies and TV shows while they're at it. That's a bad.
I don't think it's gonna be that easy though.
I don't know. I'm scared.
There we go. Come on, Eddie.
I'm scared.
You know, whenever Rogan has his hangout shows with all these people, you could really tell how stupid his friends are. Not that Joe is smart. I don't think he's a brain or anything, but he's reasonably intelligent compared to the people he hangs around with.
Well, yeah, he wants to be the smartest guy in the room. He fucking surrounds himself with dummies.
Right.
Which is not a good thing. That's not a great way to be in life. You end up with a lot of Brendan Schaubs in your life.
Yep.
Like, I welcome smarter people than me. I want more talented people than me. I want somebody to come along and me and Royce can just take a piece of their action and get them established.
Fuck, I've already said
right
franchise the show.
Yeah, man, fuck that shit. But not. I don't feel threatened by smarter people. I just try to find a way to tax them.
Yeah.
Get them into a contract, and then I'll be like, hey, you run wild. Go be bigger than me. That's great. Just throw me a little something once in a while.
What?
What?
He's doing better than us.
He's doing better than us for now.
Did you watch the special? Anyway.
I did not.
Talking about Shop Special.
I don't watch a lot of comedy specials.
Tim Dillon.
Good answer, Timmy.
I don't. I don't watch
Good
them.
answer.
I never watch comedy specials.
By the way, I love Louis J. Gomez.
Yep.
Because all of these comedians are getting really and they're all running interference for each other. None of them will criticize each other anymore. And Louis J. Gomez is one of the few that's like, you see the special? Yeah, that's a good answer. Like, so you know what I mean? Like, Louis J. Gomez will never be like, I don't know if I can bring this up because of politics. Like, he doesn't give a fuck. He had Milo on. He doesn't give a shit.
That's pretty funny. What does it feel like having a Showtime special?
I don't know. I feel the same. A little more stressed out.
A little stressed out?
Yeah.
Yeah, stay away from them comments, son.
Everywhere.
Here's the whole deal with all that stuff, man. You put it out, you watch it, you hate it, you get better. Forces you. Forces you to work.
No.
Wow, he didn't even tell him, hey, it's good.
No.
That's him going like, you'll get him next time.
You're right, but no, that's not how it goes. Comics don't get better by failing at a Showtime special. By the time a comic has a Showtime special, their material has been deemed good enough to get a show. You know what I mean? Like, you get better by going on the road, staying in fucking Boise, Idaho in a Motel 6. You know what I mean? Like, actually putting the work in and growing your act. Not in 1 year taking the stage and telling stories and doing, me Chinese jokes. And then you get better when you fail at a Showtime special? No. HBO specials, Showtime specials used to actually mean something, right? It used to mean like, man, this person's got their shit together. They got a really good act. They're fucking killing all over America. Let's give them a Showtime special. It's not like, it takes you a couple HBO Showtime specials to really get the hang of it.
Yeah, don't worry, Brendan. Look, we'll do it. You'll kill him at the next Showtime special. And if you don't, hey, we'll get him at the next Showtime special.
Or the one
like,
after
how many
that.
Showtime specials is he getting?
out, you watch it.
When was the last time I saw Maria Bamford on a Showtime special? We throw her a fucking bone.
Seriously.
Jesus Christ, I'd rather watch her for fucking an hour than Brendan Schaub for 10 minutes.
Eat it, you get better. Forces you.
Let's show our. Oh, this is the
Forces
CBD
you to
oil
work.
stuff.
I fucking hate everything I do. So there's no getting around it. You're gonna hate it.
You hate hearing yourself, right?
The editing is painful.
Oh, man. Ooh, the worst.
But you'll get better. You just take some of the criticism to heart, understand what people are saying.
For sure.
Just fucking keep it on.
Oh, that's awkward, man.
Ooh. You felt that one? Did you feel that awkwardness? Keep on keeping on.
Imagine you just fucked a chick, right? And she says to you, "Don't worry, you'll get it next time." You keep on keeping on. You wouldn't be able to get your dick up for a week. You know what I mean? You'd be so depressed over that.
Keep on keeping on made me feel so awkward.
Understand what people are saying.
For sure.
Just fucking keep it on, my brother.
I'm happy about it. I don't. I think
It's great.
By the way, I don't know why, because I'm watching this. This is so far. This is 100% a fair use fit. Forget what we're doing, because we're even adding another layer of fair use. This guy got fucked by Ben, because this is there's music. You're editing different stuff. This is a 100% fair use video that's going on.
And then Callan took it back. Goes, I didn't hear that. I don't know why I said that. And then Brendan was like, yeah, I think that guy had a Showtime special once. Like when he said a Showtime special once, I went,
that's what they're gonna say about him.
Okay, that's funny.
Oh fuck, that's
funny.
Dude from Workaholics.
And that wasn't even malicious. You could just tell Eric Griffin's one of those guys that just is always trying to crack a joke, and that just kind of flew out.
I love them Workaholics.
And I think that's why I have thick skin now. Like haters or social media or anything doesn't really get to me.
Then why are any videos criticizing you being taken off the internet?
Also, I don't understand which one is the kid, right? Because this looks like the fighter and the old man.
Okay, well, look,
but what is the reference to?
I don't know. I don't really watch their show.
Can someone explain to me what the fighter and the kid? I don't know what that means. Is Brian Callen the kid?
I don't know. I don't watch any. It's very few shows. But you're like me.
Is Brendan Schaub the fighter and the kid, and then it's the fighter and the kid and Brian Callen?
That was too wordy for the. See, the problem is the RSS feed. It was too wordy for it, so they had to get Brian Callen part out.
Somebody explain that to me, because it's a terrible name for a show.
And why do they have their Breaking 2 shoes on the table? What's this setup here?
He loves sneakers, bro.
All
these LA comics go over there and they become sneaker guys.
Right.
It's all this. They all do whatever Kanye tells them to, basically.
Got a bomb threat.
What?
And the Indy police were they were actually really on it.
Were they worried you were going to bomb?
That's why I have thick skin now.
He's a child. He really is a child. I don't know if it's all the punches in the head or maybe he's just this way, but he kind of has the mentality of a child sometimes, especially when he's getting picked on. He's like, why? Did you see how tight my jeans are? Why are you making fun of me?
All right, so I Am the Highway here just pointed out that it's the kid is Brian Callen. That's his nickname.
Yeah, he's the kid. Yeah.
He's like a 60-year-old man.
Yeah, the kid. 60-year-old kid.
But he looks like an old man.
Come on, that's a good burn, dude.
Producer Brendan Schaub told me stories. To people, because he's a big guy. And,
who is this asshole?
He's new to stand up.
He's new to stand up, and somebody went up on stage at the Improv, and he said, "Who the fuck?"
He looks like a producer that you have to suck his dick to get the job.
No, he looks like the guy whose dick you have to suck to even get the meeting with the producer.
Okay, you're right, yeah.
He works for the producer. He's not even the producer. He's the guy that's like, yeah, I can get you in with Harvey.
You're right.
People, because he's a big guy, and
he looks like if I said to myself, hey, Bally Song, I need you to draw Mark Ruffalo, but reimagined as a 1930s propaganda cartoon.
Well, there he is.
this would be what Pally Song would draw, right? Like, it's just, who is this guy? He's so boring.
He's a big guy, and
He's new to stand up.
He's new to stand up, and somebody went up on stage at the Improv, and he said, "Who the fuck is that guy? Like, you can't be that handsome." And fucking like started just tearing into him, like for being, like,
Was
this is
being
not,
a fighter too.
Yeah, this is not for you.
Yeah. Well, it was Eric Griffin.
Was it?
Yeah. He was just fucking around.
Yeah.
I mean, it was just like, that's what you say. You
Yes.
know, the guy goes up and he does stand up and he's got this perfect haircut. And you're like, hey, fuck you.
Is
He's
that
right, though?
Yeah, but you mean Eric Griffin's right?
Yeah.
Yeah, of course he's 100% right.
You can't be, like I've said this for years, you can't be, and this was the best advice I ever got from somebody. When they told me I was suffering from the same problem, he's like, you're trying to be funny, and you're also trying to be cool. And you can't have both. You got to decide if you're going to be funny or if you're going to be cool guy. Like, funny, at least make some money and get shows. And it was like, you know, I learned that you can't be like, yeah, look at this fat fuck. Yeah, look at this. Nice try, a foreigner. Like, it's just like, you just come off like an asshole.
Right.
Like, it's not the same.
How do you in there? Listen, I know some bald fucking dudes are slinging dick out there. Look at Dana White, Rogan.
I love this. Sorry, this is one of my favorite freeze frames here. Look at that. Look at that.
Like, and we've all had that moment in life. Not as big and publicized and as much of a blunder, but you've had moments where you dry snitched on someone accidentally and immediately went.
Right here, this face has "Hello, darkness, my old friend" going through his head.
Best example of that was years ago. I had a roommate when I lived in Miami, and my buddy was cheating on his chick, right, with his ex-chick, and he told
That always works
He
out.
told his ex-chick that they were back together basically, and that they were dating now, but he still lived with his current chick. So his ex-chick came to town one night, and or one afternoon I was working nights, so I was sleeping on the couch, and she came and woke me up, and I remember she woke me up, and I was like, and I said the current girlfriend's name because I thought his girl.
Oh no.
That was a Brendan Schaub moment where I went, and I tried to run. I really tried to clean that up, but it was, and then I was like, nah, it's a chick that I've been fucking with. Yeah. But it was like, it wasn't my fault. I was dead asleep. I wasn't even in my room. Like, I came home drunk that night from work, and I just was like on the couch, and I got, hey, wake up. And I was like, Felicia? And she's like, who is Felicia? And I was like, it's my, can I get some coffee? We'll talk, like, let me have a cigarette and we'll talk about this. Like, I felt so bad.
That's it.
I love that. That's it.
You want to see it?
Yes.
Yeah, show that to Brendan, but tell him to shut the fuck up about it.
Say this on your podcast.
Brandon Schaub is a fucking pussy, and I'm gonna say that out loud now. And fuck that guy.
Yeah, but hold on.
Who's that?
That's Bobby Lee.
That's Bobby Lee?
That's Bobby Lee.
I didn't-
Bobby
hold
Lee,
on.
I've seen clips of him talk about Brendan Schaub in a little more positive light. So
Brandon Schaub is a fucking pussy, and I'm gonna say that out loud now. And fuck that guy.
Yeah, but hold on a minute.
Yeah,
You're not really
yeah.
fucking breaking news there.
Oh God, I love
I'm
it.
joking.
I love you so much.
Come on.
I respect it.
Look, it's like
They grind. They grind.
So
It's
I gotta
hard.
say this too. There is a vibe coming out of this too, where he's despised by almost any of the real comics.
Well, yeah, I mean-
because they had to eat shit for a lot longer and eat shit, and then now
It's
maybe
the
they're-
mistreatment. It's when the Miz came from MTV and they made him change in the fucking hallway. Like, that's what it is. The difference is the Miz actually got into it and worked hard and became better.
And now he's the guy in the locker room that people look up to, and
Right.
like they like the Miz but he had to go do every shitty USO tour, every event he didn't want to. He became the guy. It's like, you don't want to go to that signing and that fucking backstage meet and greet? I'll do it. Fine, I'll go do the Make-A-Wish thing. I'll do that. Like, he ate a lot of shit, and people went, okay, you know what, man? Even after how shitty we treated him and locked him out in the hallway, he did all that. Like, and now people are like, wow, he's respected. Is going to be a Hall of Famer. I have a feeling though that this is going to be a harder one to turn around because I don't think Brendan Schaub has the attitude, or the work ethic that Mike Mizanin has. So I just think that people are starting to go like, man, fuck this guy. You know what I mean? Like, look, there's also reasons why you see guys like Brody Stevens themselves. And, I read that story and I literally almost choked up when I was reading it because they did a thing about Brody Stevens. And they talked about, like, they described in great detail the scene of him killing himself and how, like, he lived in a studio apartment in LA and he had, like, one of those walls that I had when I was, like, 24 of just posters and flyers and pictures of me with, like, guys I've done shows with. And, like, it was like a shrine to this failing at being famous, and it was like sad, you know what I mean? And then you got guys like that who see a Brendan Schaub pull up in a Porsche and get to park in the Cool Kid parking lot, which Bobby Lee was talking about that in another video, that there's like a special lot that they'll let like the store regulars park
there, yeah.
Brendan Schaub from day one just fucking come in, park there. Like, he was always this chosen one. And you imagine being a Brody Stevens and you're doing your fucking $100 hosting gigs on the weekends and you're just trying to get, and it's like you're just the house bitch. You're the fucking
Good
MC.
for Bobby Lee, though, by the way, for fucking outing this guy. Because, Bobby Lee's another one that would be on Rogan a couple times. Not as much as Schaub or whatever is, but good for Bobby Lee.
It falls into other shit like video games, cartoons, comic books, nerd culture. It's like stuff that you enjoyed when you were a kid, and these guys embrace it deep into adulthood.
They hung
it's
on
fun.
to it.
It's fun for them. I get it.
I don't mind it.
Me? I'm just a homeless cat. Meow. Meow.
So whatever that was at the end.
Well, they paid him on Cameo to do it.
I get it. So this is Brendan's... what would you call it?
This is
an
Brendan.
apology?
Brendan is about Brendan made a guffaw. It happens. He made a faux pas, if you will, and he wants to make it right. So here it is, the explanation that nobody asked for, that Joe Rogan probably didn't ask him to do. Here it is, the Brendan.
Dude, I don't like to smoke or drink before a set. And he's like, dude, I always do it. Just takes the edge off. I'm like, he has been doing comedy for 35 years. This guy knows what he's doing. He's one of the best to ever do it. So let me do a shot with him. Do a shot. I have one of the best sets of my life. And I'm like, well, now I got to keep doing this. Got to keep the trend going.
Nobody with cauliflower ears will ever be a good comic.
Went from one shot. Now it's a double. Now
Imagine
it's a double.
having one cauliflower ear like he does, and then imagine also not having a good legacy as a fighter.
Yeah.
Like, that's the worst thing, is that you got out of fighting and you're not going to be remembered as a good one, but you will always have that cauliflower ear.
Before every set. Yeah, 3 sets a night. We going Sizzler. Not in a good way. No, I'm usually fine, man. It's usually one double and then I'm good. So if you see me doing stand-up, I'm drinking one double. I'll tell you what's not a good idea. This is how I'm going to segue into this. I'll tell you what's not a great idea.
So let's see this explanation. I can't wait to see. Someone hand him a shovel.
Is to quote anything I say off a number of the 3 shows that I do, between Below the Belt for Showtime, Firing the Kid, Brian the Kid Callen, or especially King and the Sting with fellow comedian and very close friend of mine, Theo Von. To quote anything or to cut anything that I say out of King and the Sting, which is a pure comedy, entertainment, I'd say the show. It's even hard to call it a podcast. The way that
It's a podcast. It's called a podcast.
It's a YouTube show.
Yeah.
that thing is produced, it is basically a high-functioning TV show put on.
You can't even say functioning. So how are you on a high... You know what you are? Yeah, here's what you are. You're a high-functioning... You know what? Like,
what he is.
You could drive a car. It's impressive. But to call anything that you do some sort of... It's all an... You know what this reminds me of? The old O&A? It's theater of the mind. No, it's not,
What
man.
are you guys doing? Foley work back there?
Yeah, you guys talk shit on a show. It's not... It's a
YouTube show with 2 camera angles.
You're not writing a script. There's no script for that show.
On YouTube. If I told you guys how much a thing is to make, it'd blow your mind.
If that show cost how much it is to make, how much money are you spending on this YouTube show? Look, I get that there's plenty of shows that have more money than us and look better than us. I get it. But when you're doing a YouTube show, isn't there like a level of diminishing returns? Like, the most expensive part would be the cameras and the mics, but that's like a one-time expense, right? You buy those cameras, you buy those mics. Maybe you pay a producer. Maybe you pay one producer. Which, again, why would you do that? But fine, if you do that, that's fine. How much money can it cost? It's two guys talking shit on a microphone.
It's unbelievable how much they lie and bullshit about.
Oh, yeah, that how high quality they are?
That's what that thing is. That is Theo Von, one of the greatest comics in the world. And
let him get on with his list of lies, Roy.
He's not, though.
He's one of the best alive.
Even if you like Theo Von, there's people that like him. To say he's one of the best comics in the world, even Theo Von fans are going to be screaming at us, calling us fat losers later when we clip this. Even Theo Von fans would have to go, well, okay, look, he's not one of the greatest comedians around.
And my dumbass trying to outdo each other. And the way it works, if you haven't listened to it, if you've just seen a headline that I'm going to address right now, which I can't believe I'm addressing this, but
trust me, Brendan, nobody can believe you're addressing this. Instead of letting it die down, you're making it worse.
It has to be done because it's affected a close friend of mine. So the way that show works is fans submit videos. That show is generated and created for fans and is made possible by fans. So there's like...
And viewers like you. What are you doing, a PBS pledge? Get to it, Brendan.
Rip My Drip. People send in pictures of them wearing clothes or flaunt my aunt. It's their aunt or babysitters or moms of, and we talk about...
All of this stuff, I haven't watched her show. But even him describing the show makes me not to want to watch this show. Well, that's true. We have watched some shows. We watched like clips of them making fun of each other, but I never sat down and watched an entire episode, right?
Why would you?
But no, but these don't these sound like morning zoo bits? Flaunt my aunt, pimp my hoe. Like, would you War Roses next? War of the Roses next?
What they look like, or there's relationship advice. And this is which brings me to this next kind of segue into why I'm even addressing any of this. On last week's podcast on King the Sting with Theo Von, a gentleman who was losing his hair sent in relationship advice, says, I'm losing my hair, man. I'm worried about shaving my head. I'm worried I'm not going to get chicks anymore. My dumbass, I say a lot of dumb things. And
we know.
I take credit for it, and I own it, man.
No, you don't. You don't talk. He is framing himself to be a person that he's never been or ever acted like. I take credit. No, you don't. Brendan, we've dealt with you before with that documentary of them making fun of you and criticizing you. You had it completely deleted from the internet like 4 times.
But when I have a problem with it is when it affects very close friends like Joe Rogan, who has to deal with some sort of media frenzy now because they misquoted me.
There's not a media... Okay, another lie here. Has there been a media frenzy? Or because media frenzy implies that CNN and Fox... There's no media frenzy.
If by media frenzy, you mean us two and a couple people on Reddit.
Yeah, there's Reddit really people and YouTubers. There's not a media frenzy.
When I say misquoted me, I assume everyone knows the context that I'm talking about. Because I'm talking to my very good friend Theo Von, who we both know Joe Rogan. I live in that context. I'm a moron. There's millions...
Please clip the I'm a moron.
Show, this isn't bragging, it's one of the biggest podcasts in the world. There's a ton of people watching. Not everyone knows my relationship with Joe. Not everyone assumes my relationship with Dana White or Theo. I have no idea. When we're in the context of that show, I'm in this little studio, it's me and Theo talking. I got to do better. I've been doing podcasts way too long to let something like this affect. So this gentleman who's losing his hair goes, hey, man, I'm losing my hair. I'm worried I'm not going to get chicks anymore. Something to that. I forget his exact comment. Shout out to that guy. I forget his exact comments. But in general, it was, I'm losing my hair. What should I do? And I go, man, don't worry about losing your hair. I know guys who are killing the game, who are slanging dick. Now, if you just hear me say slanging dick, and this is the way people took it, which looking at the clip, I get how you take it that way.
No, the guy was specifically asking about love life.
About getting laid.
About having sex. So when you say slang and dick, you can't change what slang and dick means. You're fucking a lot of people. You're fucking a lot of chicks. You're slanging dick. That's what that means. You're going to tell me you, Joe, and Eddie Bravo have an inside joke about slang? No, you don't. You're lying. you're a fucking liar, and this makes it worse.
Slanging dick means fucking girls, sleeping with many women. That's not what I meant by it all. But I can get how you get to that conclusion when you just watch
I could understand why. No. I could understand why, because slinging dick means fucking a lot of chicks, right? So I could see why when I said slinging dick, you guys would take it to mean the thing that it literally means.
Mm-hmm.
I could.
You're confused.
I can see why you would do that.
You're
stupid.
confused.
But what I'm saying is I meant the phrase as something it absolutely doesn't mean. Are we clear?
No, I have a lot of questions here.
Case closed.
I have a lot of questions here.
Case closed.
So people took what you said literally because you said something literal.
Yes.
Okay, makes sense. You're right.
the clip. My context saying slinging dick.
What clip? And by the way, if the context was you joking, so let's say it
Why
was.
was there so much cleanup?
Yeah, why was the episode taken down, and why was that section cut out of the podcast? If it was this show that you spent so much money on, you scrapped an entire episode and edited a podcast because of a line that clearly you were joking. See, that's the thing, Brandon. You can't have it both ways. If you fucked up, you're deleting it, fine. But now you're trying to say, no. But even though I'm deleting it, it's also because I didn't mean that.
What I meant by that, and this is me correcting it now, so there's no miscommunication, there's no blurred lines.
Yes, Brendan.
I did not mean
this
Joe
is
Rogan.
totally going to make it better.
Yeah, this is going to make it way better.
He's cheating on his wife.
He said the thing
He's
out
doing politician finger. He's doing politician
He is
finger.
such a phony.
He is not cheating on his wife.
There's no blurred lines. I did not mean Joe Rogan is cheating on his wife.
You
This
think
is the thing
Joe
people
Rogan
do when they lie?
Do you think Joe Rogan wanted him to say the phrase, I don't think Joe Rogan is cheating on his wife?
Can I steal a page out of the book of Mike Birbiglia?
Sure.
I think if you asked Joe, what Brendan should have said was nothing.
Exactly.
What he did say was whatever the fuck this is.
Joe Rogan is one of my closest, dearest
Stop
friends.
doing politician finger. It makes you seem dishonest and nervous.
It does, right? He never talks like that.
Hey,
I wish
did you,
everyone had a
did
friend like Joe Rogan.
Did you steal $20 out of my wallet? I would never steal $20
Okay,
from
so you stole
anybody.
$20
So you stole $20. Stop. Why are you doing Bill Clinton, thumb?
I talk to him damn near every day. Even I would never, ever do anything to bring any sort of harm his way or hate or attention, especially on his wife. His wife and my wife are friends. That is ridiculous.
Which means his wife was texting your wife and going, what the fuck is wrong with your stupid husband? And Brendan, are you also slanging dick out there when you're doing your little tours?
If I were a betting man, Royce.
You fucking moron. You're saying the quiet part loud, you moron.
If I were...
He's what he's doing.
If I were a betting man, I'd say he slangs just as much, if not more, dick than Joe Rogan does. Because he's younger and he's still got his hairline and stuff, you know?
Right.
Yes. And that's on me. That's on me. I got to do better. I'm not talking about my personal friends like that. Back to this. When I say guys slanging dick, what I meant is Joe, and I've referenced three guys. If I think I haven't seen the clip in a long.
He's
since last week,
panicking.
but three.
He's panicking.
Yeah, because he's lying.
If you explained any situation like this, I'd be like, dude, I want to have your back here, but you're being a panicky Pete. What did you do? Why are you getting so agitated, right? Like, just go, no, that's not what I meant. I mean, I can see why you meant it that way. It's kind of dumb of me. And boy, did I really step in shit, but yeah, that's not how I meant it. So we're just going to move on. But he's like, and I actually pointed out last night on Nightwave that he's talking like Dave Meltzer. You notice when Dave Meltzer never gets to the end of his point?
Yeah.
He's always like, yeah, so, AJ Styles. They were going to put the belt on him at SummerSlam, make him champion again, you know? And AJ, he worked very hard, but the feeling in the locker room right now is that AJ is, and you know, like when he was in Japan, you know how it was when he was in Japan.
Oh my
Now
God,
he's here.
get to it.
So the feeling in the locker room, generally speaking, when it comes to like with Vince, because you know
I'll
how
kill
Vince
you
is.
if you don't stop.
Dude, that's every Dave Meltzer phone call on Figure 4, and you're like, Jesus, Dave, get to the fucking point.
Three guys: Joe Rogan, bald guy, Slanging Dick, crushing it. One of the best comics in the world, biggest podcast in the world, biggest show. We talk about just shows.
So when you talk about, even though the guy specifically didn't say, I want to become a successful podcaster. He didn't say, I want to have a successful show. The guy that sent the question and said he wanted to get laid. We're to believe, us plebs are to believe that what you meant was it's because he's successful on doing a podcast and not because he's fucking chicks. We're to believe that?
Yes. That's what he meant. He's slinging dick, bro, in the metaphorical sense.
You want to talk about Howard Stern? He ain't shit compared to Joe Rogan. You want to talk about any show you watch on TV? It ain't shit compared to Joe Rogan.
Listen to
He's
listen
freaking
to
out.
him.
He's
Now sucking Rogan's dick because he fucked up with Daddy.
That's slanging dick. That's killing the game. Dana White, another successful bald dude
who fucked
allegedly
fucked Ronda Rousey and a few other people. Allegedly. This is alleged.
Oh, and that was when he.
Yes.
Oh, I remember that story.
Yeah.
That was alleged.
I'm saying alleged.
But
I
there
don't
was
know.
a rumor.
Yes.
That it was while they were.
Correct. That guy. So, slanging dick. What you meant was fucking. You should have said nothing. This would have gone away quicker. Okay, here's the thing. We said it in yesterday's show. When we found out the little fucking golf that you had, we weren't even going to talk about it because yeah, Joe Rogan fucks other chicks. We figured he's fucking biggest star in the world. Yeah. That's what you do. Like that's they have an arrangement. I'm sure. Whatever. Nobody cared. I honestly told my guy, I'm going to talk about it on the show. Who gives a shit? But then the story shifted from it being Rogan to being what a fucking idiot you are and having videos taken down and videos deleted. That's what this became. This became you being an idiot. Now, honestly, we didn't have this on the prep for today. Again, this is another chance where this could have gone away.
The PewDiePie thing, if anything, got you off the hook.
Yeah, but
that would have been on the big news.
Instead, what you did was you had more people's videos deleted, and then you went on here and backtracked something where what you should be doing is saying nothing at all. You are the dumbest person who's ever gotten a Showtime special. You're the stupidest person ever allowed to be on a stand-up stage. You're not funny. People laugh because they know you. Weed, you're so crazy. Oh, me Chinese. We get it, man. You're not a funny dude. All right? You're the worst. You do 3 podcasts, and you're the worst part of every one of those podcasts. You're the worst part. You're not funny. You're not insightful. Your life stories are either made up or you've never really struggled. And you're a good-looking guy. You've never had a problem picking up chicks, but you're also not funny, and you've just been given this fame. And now you're going to sit here and suck Rogan's dick because you're afraid. You're afraid of not being invited back on. I think the reason that he was on Rogan, even after this happened, was because he was scheduled to be on before he said this, and Rogan's would make it look even worse if he had him back on. I have a feeling you're going to see him a lot less on that pod. My guess, maybe I'm wrong. You're going to see him a lot less on that podcast.
I think Joe gets a piece of this guy, though, so I think financially he's going to want to keep.
Yeah, you might be right.
I don't know. We'll see.
Who is slanging dick, a.k.a. killing the game, not meaning he is sleeping with many women. Slanging dick could be slanging dick to your wife.
No!
Not what it means.
No, that's not what it means. That's not what it means. You are making this up. You are making this up as you go.
So full of shit.
Could be just, in general, kicking ass. That's on me. Slinging dick to 99.9% of the people outside my circle of friend means fucking other girls cheating on your wife.
We're now 5 minutes into an explanation nobody asked for.
Nobody
butchering it.
Nobody asked for that.
My bad. Not what I meant. Not what I meant at all. And listen, Joe Rogan's a very close friend. Very, very close friend. Do you think I'm that stupid?
Yes.
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 I'm sorry.
The answer is yes.
Now you're asking an open-ended question, right? So we were allowed to answer it. Yes. I think you're that stupid. I think you are one of the dumbest people that's ever had a microphone put in front of them. Sure, you're a mediocre fighter. I would have accepted Brendan Schaub, the fighter who, mediocre fighter who knocked some people out, but then he started sucking. I would have accepted that. And you know what? Would have never judged you if you would have kept coming on Rogan to talk about fights. You guys are friends, right? You could talk about MMA stuff. Nobody would have cared. But see, what happened was you tried to get into something that people work their fucking... Even Rogan, by the way. Rogan's huge. Rogan had to work these stand-up clubs too. You know what I mean? Like, he actually had to put the time in. And then he was given a show. Or, cast on a show. He had to put work in. You come in, done nothing but a fucking mediocre fighter. Do you understand people have had your careers and then they're starving now because they don't have any more money and they have really no other discernible skills? You are the world's first CTE comic. And it's not funny anymore. People were laughing at you, Brendan. You're not, there's nothing, forget having one. You shouldn't have 3 podcasts. You should have no podcast. Right now, you should be sitting down with a microphone in your hand, doing one of those, local MMA announcing, and then maybe work your way up into something bigger.
Yeah, it is, you're right, man. He's just, you're not interesting enough to have 3 podcasts a week. Like, that's insane to me.
It's ridiculous to me that you're not, what do you bring?
But let's say he was, I would do it. I would announce it to the world like that to millions of people. Give me a little. I know I'm a dumbass.
Yes.
Give me a little more credit than that.
No, because you don't deserve it, Brendan. Because you are that dumb.
He's saying, give me more credit than what I actually. Don't judge me on the thing I did. Do you think I'm dumb enough to do the thing you actually saw me do?
Yes.
Yeah, I saw you do it. You did it. Please, I know the people that defend these idiots are to me are the worst kind. Like, no amount of us, because these are the comments we get from the fucking little Rogan sycophants. No amount of us being fat losers changes the fact that this man is a fucking moron.
Yeah.
Like, forget us. You can criticize us all you want, and that's fine. No amount of us being fucking blew it in your mouth, baby, fat losers, whatever dumb shit you guys say, changes the fact that this man's a fucking idiot, and Rogan surrounds himself with fucking idiots.
Yeah, this is, I might still be fat tomorrow, but he's also going to still be very stupid.
You're
in
still
a lot of hot water.
Yeah, tomorrow I might wake up and I will definitely still be fat, but you have to still be Brendan Schaub, and that honestly is way worse. Way worse to me.
Should we play?
Give me a little more credit than that. I was trying to be funny.
We can play the other clip real quick before we go.
Of course, yeah, sorry.
Because I want to clarify, because maybe he's right. Maybe Rogan and that crew, they do use slinging dick maybe in a way that means just killing
Got it.
life.
Okay, so this is him with Jim Norton. This is the Jim Norton Joe Rogan Experience episode.
Dun, 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 dun.
Good start. Good start to the show.
Boom, and we're live. Let's have a toast to Hugh Hefner.
Yes.
We lost one of the great dick slingers of the 20th century.
Certainly.
So so what he meant was that he was very successful, and Hugh Hefner had a podcast.
Yeah, I'm sure that's what he's going to explain.
We did.
We lost him. He literally had a place where guys could go to be leches.
Yeah.
You could just go, and you had a mansion where everybody knew there was going to be a bunch of.
And that's why they went.
Yeah, they went there on purpose, and there was guys that were notorious for hanging around the mansion, for going to all the mansion parties.
Did you ever go?
I went twice. I went once for a marijuana policy project thing. I think that was the company that was putting it together. Or I hosted something, and there was bands and stuff like that. It was kind of interesting.
That's fun.
And then the other time I went was for Fear Factor. We did something for Fear Factor with Playboy Playmates.
Did you get to meet Hugh?
I never met him, man. No,
that's,
never
that's
met
pretty
him.
much the extent of the whole clip, but I just wanted to show that.
Well, I watched a little bit more. It was just funny because we get in a second here. It gets to Jim saying that Norton wasn't invited. Like
he didn't have enough credits.
Yeah, they didn't like him, so they just didn't let him in.
Yeah, you didn't have enough credits that they actually rate you on. Your
And then Joe Rogan asked him, "How long ago was this?" 2 years ago, when he was writing for Leno. Still, maybe a little before that, but still, he had written for Leno.